I've always considered myself as somebody that's not particularly a big fan of Apple products. But then I started to have a look at some of the equipment I've got. So let's have a look at some of the Apple products that I have either owned in the past or I own now. I know it's old, but I've got an iPad mini Series 2 and I've got a MacBook Air, which is quite a few years old as well. I had the original iPad and I've had iPhones in the past, but I haven't had an iPhone since I think about iPhone 3 or iPhone 4. In fact, my current phone is a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. I'll go on two gripes about it, but generally speaking, I like the phone. I can customize it how I like and put little fish on it and all sorts of things like that. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm just not an iPhone fan. And then something really weird happened. I ended up getting a Insta360 Go, and my iPad mini just was not powerful enough to operate the software on this little camera. So I started looking at an iPad Pro, and I've always preferred iPads to the Android versions, even though I'm not a big Apple fan, you know. So after much umming and ahhing and watching YouTube videos, I've eventually decided to put my hands in my pocket. And here it is, iPad Pro 11-inch. What can I say? Absolutely blown away by it. Absolutely blown away. And it's made me reconsider my opinion of Apple products. So now I've got this iPad Pro, I've got to think to myself, what's the best way to get value from this not a particularly cheap piece of equipment? One of the things I've tried recently is making my YouTube videos on the iPad Pro with a piece of software called LumaFusion. Up until now, I've always used Premiere Pro on my laptop to do my video editing. It's an excellent piece of software, but it can be quite expensive because you have to buy it as a bundle from Adobe. It's also very complicated and can take a lot of time to get your head around how everything works. And I struggle with things like that. Whereas LumaFusion is a one-time purchase from the App Store. I think it's about £28, £29. But once you've bought it, that's it, you've bought it, you get all the upgrades and everything. So I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of LumaFusion. I will do a video on that in a short while. I just want to let you know how I'm going to use my iPad Pro for mobile video editing. The other thing that I need is the Apple Pencil. Well, I say you need. You don't particularly need it, but it just makes life that little bit easier if you've got one of these little Apple Pencils. This little Apple Pencil makes it so much easier to edit all your video clips, and it makes it so much easier to scroll through all your playlist and everything. So for a few quid, I say a few quid, nothing's just a few quid when it comes to Apple, but for a few quid, I think this is not essential, but definitely worth, you know, sticking your hand in your pocket and buying one. The other thing I'm using is obviously my little Osmo Pocket. So with the Osmo Pocket and my iPad Pro, I've got a little go anywhere, use anytime, long battery lasting, last forever and a day. It'll keep working and working and working until you want to go to sleep. Video editor and camera. And to complete the setup, I've got just a couple of other things. Well, three actually. My little mic, my Rode wireless communicator, if that's what you want to call it, wireless mic, and believe it or not, a cable with a Type-C on each end. Now, why do I want one with a Type-C on each end? Dead simple, because all I do when I finish taking my videos is I plug one end into the iPad Pro, stick the other end into the Osmo Pocket, and it just downloads my videos straight from the Osmo Pocket straight onto the iPad. Not got to muck about with anything. And then I can start editing straight away. Now once this video's on my iPad and I am actually filming in 4K, the chip in the iPad is that powerful that scrubbing through your playlist and everything is dead easy. It's really, really fast. Like I say, I will do another video on how well this LumaFusion the LumaFusion and the iPad work together to make it such a brilliant little piece of editing equipment. So there you go. All I need is my iPad, my Osmo Pocket and my cable, and I've got a little go anywhere editing kit. It breaks down really simple. It'll go in a little bag. It'll go in a little, well, not even a laptop bag, just a little bag that you use for your iPad. Stick it all in there and away you go. You've got absolutely everything that you need. So if you found this interesting, please give it a thumbs up. I will be doing another video in the very near future about the laptop and the LumaFusion and how well they work together. It's not a laptop, it's an iPad. I will be doing another video in the very near future showing you how well the iPad Pro and LumaFusion work together. So please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I will see you, hopefully, in the next video.